Everyone at home told him not to enter this room, but David always felt there were sounds coming from within. His family suggested it might be thunder. On close listening, David found that it was indeed thunder, but in reality, there was a person hidden in that room. It was a murder scene. They hoped that David might accidentally stumble upon it, which might trigger a recovery of his memory. But unfortunately, an unforeseen incident occurred. His brother tried to distract David by taking him for a walk, so the family could arrange the room. But midway, they ran into the police. This led to the opening event. His brother was taken away. The reason for this was simple. The police discovered that their family was illegally detaining David. Regardless of whether the person was the real culprit, the statute of limitations had already passed. What should they do? It was illegal. It took quite a bit of explaining before his brother was released on bail. This little twist didn't cause any major issues. The family seized the opportunity to suggest David was amnesic, and step by step they got to where they are today. Finally, the truth was revealed. However, David still claimed his innocence and, unnoticed, jumped out of the moving car. His brother chased after him, but the alleyway was too narrow, and his brother accidentally crashed. In the chaos, David was hit by a car, and that impact finally jogged his memory. A car accident years ago, a family of 4 was on a trip. His parents were both involved, and his brother was lying in the hospital without money for treatment. Now it's all up to him. Regardless, even if it means selling himself, he has to cure his brother's disease. However, during that era of economic depression, the market had no demand for his dedication. But if this continues, his brother would be beyond saving. Just then, a person reached out to him online. The stranger mentioned a job where he may indeed have to risk his life. He needed to commit a murder. David pondered over it for a long time, and with no other options, he agreed. But he was not a wicked man. Upon arriving at the location, he found himself unable to carry out the act and decided to flee. Yet, before he could escape, he was discovered by a child. David, not well equipped to handle such pressure, was startled by the child's cry and rushed to muffle the sound. Unfortunately, in his nervousness, he exerted too much force and the child suffocated. Coincidentally, the mother came home just then, and upon seeing her child murdered, she screamed. Now he had no choice but to take another life, so the woman died too. David prepared to leave but was unaware of another child in the house. He couldn't bear to kill again. So David comforted the child, saying that if he counts to 100, his mother would return. After leaving, he met the employer, who turned out to be his brother's primary physician. Knowing David's desperate need for money, the doctor had planned to have him murder his wife for the insurance money. After all, during that time, everyone was struggling, and under such pressure, distorted thoughts could emerge. Yet, due to an unfortunate turn of events, David ended up killing the daughter as well. Infuriated, the doctor attempted to confront him, but in yet another mishap, David killed him too. Now the only survivor of the doctor's family was the child. David finally remembered, and his supposed brother, who had been impersonating a family member, stood beside him, preparing to inject him with a lethal poison. Just then, David, who had been insisting on his innocence, suddenly apologized. He said he was truly sorry for everything, and without uttering another word, he chose to take all the blame so that the young boy wouldn't lose his last kin. In truth, he had long guessed